Hi friends, thanks for joining me today. Since I missed yesterday, we are going to do 19 and 20 today. We have 19 over here. Ooh, cocoa mint green. Cocoa mint green. 2 to 3 minutes at 180 degrees, green tea, coconuts, natural chocolate mint flavor, and peppermint leaves. Lovely. And door number 2, that's a 20 right here. We have gingerbread. Gingerbread is 3 minutes at 212 degrees, black tea, natural gingerbread flavor, cinnamon, orange, ginger, high caffeine. Okay. Well, they both brew at a similar time, which is nice. I forgot to grab something. A dish to put my tea bags in. All right. We're gonna grab a cup. So underneath Tea Cozy number 1, I have pot number 1. And underneath Tea Cozy number 2, I have pot number 2. One bounced a little bit. So let's see, the green tea takes slightly less hot water, and I think that is going to be the glass. It's 212 degrees for both of them because that's how I brew my water, since I never know what's coming out of the door. But that's the one I poured second, so that one's going to be a little cooler. So this is gingerbread that I just opened up. Smells like gingerbread. And they're both 3 minutes, so we're going to try to do this simultaneously. That's really silly. And it doesn't have to be that precise. It's okay. If it's a couple minutes, it's all right. All right, let me keep my tea bags sorted here so I know what's in what. Cocoa mint green sounds really intriguing. It is, whoa, very minty and also slightly chocolatey, but very minty. That's pretty tea. I don't know how well we can see that kind of green leaves in there. That is very pretty. So that one was 2 to 3, and the other one is 3. So Tea Cozy's off. One goes in. Echo. Set timer for 3 minutes. Echo, set timer for 3 minutes.
3 minutes, starting now.
And then the second one goes in. And it'll get slightly less time, I suppose. All right. So what happened yesterday was I had dental work in the morning, and it was a little rough and then eventually painful. And then I had my office party. And there was lots of talking and smiling, which my mouth was not ready to do. So I was in a lot of pain by the time I came home. I had interrupted sleep the night before, so I was on the verge of a migraine. And the hall where they had all of us was really loud. So it was almost impossible to hear, especially for someone like me who doesn't hear normally anyway. It was lovely though, the food was great. Inevitably, there were peppers in something where I could not see any peppers. So I was also having an allergic reaction by the time I came home. It was fine, and it was minimal, so I didn't have a lot of whatever dish it was. I have no idea. Granted, I did not ask the caterers what might have had peppers in it, and it should have. So that, of course, was my error. A lot of times I just don't want to bother people with my allergies, so I don't, and I really should, because then I end up eating something that I shouldn't be eating. And all of my colleagues were like, no, this looks safe, no, this one looks safe, but something that looked safe was not safe, so I was just really a mess when I came home yesterday. So, the question of yesterday, how many piercings do you have? 3 pairs in a day all of my years. I have this one. I don't know if I can get my hair out of the way. So I have this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and yeah, and my daith piercing. That's it. Let's see. And then the other question, the question of today, how did you come up with your logo? Okay, so my logo, which is the little leaf with the cool knot thing on it. The knot thing has a name, and yes, I do know it. The leaf is, well, from Leaf, from, you know, my business name, Leaf and Yard. I am very fond of maple trees. When I was growing up, there was a beautiful maple right in front of my bedroom window, and it was my friend. It was the first tree I ever learned to climb, and my parents had to cut it down. I was very sad, but maple is my favorite tree. So that's why there's a maple leaf there. And the purple cord is tied in a knot. And that specific knot, there is one of the hobbies that I didn't tell you about. I'm getting to it. That's why it came up as I was contemplating that question. So that knot in macrame is called a Josephine knot. And I used to do a lot of macrame when I was a teenager and in my early 20s. And I do some knot things now, echo, stop timer, but not like a ton. But that was one of my favorite knots. And I've done it in my hair before. My hair used to be very long. My hair used to be down to my hips. And I would do so many wonderful braids in my hair. So I've done the Josephine knot in my hair. Now, in addition to being a knot used in macrame, that particular knot is also used in sailing. It's called a carrick bend. And it's usually a decorative knot, like you might tie something nice and pretty at the end of a line or something like that. That's the other hobby. I used to sail. I sailed for 10 years on, I just put this in the teacup, the tea bag in the teacup. I sailed for 10 years on a recreational sailboat named Gone with the Wind, which was lovely. And then a couple years after that, I sailed on another boat that was a little bit smaller. That boat was named Toski 2. And it was fun. It was weekly in season, so late spring to early fall. And the captain of Gone with the Wind would take us out on weekends, which was really lovely, and it was just the best time. And I miss it, but I am not the kind of person who can afford my own boat, therefore I do not have one. I have a kayak, and my kayak has a sail, and it is fun to sail my kayak. Problem with this glass teapot is that it is very, very, very hot, but it also doesn't drip as much as the green ceramic teapot does. So this is Cocoa Mint Green. It's a bruise, very yellow color. Going over the flavors again. It smells much like chocolate. So green, the taste of green tea is really prevalent. And then like slightly chocolatey. And then there's not a whole lot of mint. So there's that underlying coolness that is the presence of mint. It's very subtle. It's not overpowering at all. This is a really good tea. Interestingly enough, I'm not really sure that I like it. Like, I like it, but I don't need to buy it. The green is really, the vegetable flavor is very prevalent in this cup. Now, granted, that could be because I'm using water that is too hot for this type of tea. But yeah, it's kind of like liquid vegetable with slightly chocolate underlying mint. It's not bad. I'm gonna blame I'll blame the hot water on that flavor. Let me cleanse my palate with some water. And move on to gingerbread. This one was black tea. I had to check. It's coming out way darker. You want to see the two side by side. Always fun. Ow. It's hot on my tooth. sure what flavor I'm getting there. I think it's mostly black tea and, gingerbread flavor. There is orange and ginger in that. I can kind of taste the orange. And a little bit of the ginger. It's pretty good, not too bad. It's my favorite of these two, having them side by side. It's my favorite. The gingerbread is better than cocoa mint, but cocoa mint isn't bad. So I don't think I've talked about this. I might have mentioned this in a previous video, but I don't think so. So one of the reasons why I like to taste tea in glass is so that you can see it. And experiencing the color of your tea is also part of the experience of its flavor. I don't always drink my tea out of glass, just when it's like more of a taste test than a sit down with a mug of tea. All right, that is it for today. Thanks so much for joining me. I've got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the video at all, but we're gonna try. It's a busy day with house cleaning and last minute shopping and then a birthday party, and then we have our solstice vigil celebration in the evening, and who knows? I'm gonna try, but who knows? I've got some baking to do. I have some chocolate here. I'm gonna make some fudge today. It'll be great. So thanks so much for joining me today. I'm grateful for you, and I will see you maybe tomorrow. Bye.